Well, well, well. So you've been on the nice list this year, and Santa has given you a certain present. That be a new sweater. That be a PS5 or chocolates. I don't know. But one of you lucky individuals, or many individuals, might have gotten yourself an Oculus Quest 2. But whenever you get something like this, which is packed with games and packed with many experiences, your first few words are probably this: what the frick should I buy? What games are there, what experiences are there that I should purchase and experience for myself? Well, don't worry guys, I've got you covered. So I've had VR for over a year now, and over the past year I've picked up a collection of games that I personally have really enjoyed and experiences that I have played over the past year and recommend to you lot. So going as well with the Christmas themed, you know, it's the 12 days of Christmas, why not do the 12 favourite games of mine of VR kind of video thing. Yeah, so this is going to be a video just recommending you some games, and if there are any games that I've missed, any VR veterans out there that I've missed any games, I'm probably aware there are some games that I have missed that are in my mind, so I haven't really gotten round to every single game, so if I have left any games out, leave them in the comments below. Also, quick disclaimer, I realise some of you guys might just be starting out on Oculus, meaning that you don't have your VR legs quite as of yet. So what I've done for you lot is I have put in time and care into making sure the list is in comfortability sort of order. So what that means is that I'm starting out with games that are more slower paced and go at your pace, and then slowly build up the games to, you know, just typical VR games that you can hop in and have fun no matter, you know, how long you played for, really. Now also, I realise some of you might not have a computer or Steam, so for those people who are worrying about if a game is on Oculus and on Steam at the same time, don't worry, I've got you covered. So a lot of these games on this list are actually on both of the stores, on the Steam store and on the Oculus store, so you can buy them on either, which is very, very cool in my opinion. So I realised there are some people out there who might not have a computer or a gaming PC or whatnot, and you might just have the Oculus, so it only makes sense to sort of cater to everyone in this video, I feel, because it wouldn't be very fair otherwise. So yeah, without further ado, these are my top 12 favourite VR games, with some honourable mentions here and there, but yeah, these are my favourite games to play in VR, so hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys get some good recommendations from this list. Enjoy the video. Go. I'm going to switch now to the... Superhot. So to kick off my list at number 12, we have Superhot VR. Now this is a obvious buy, as it's probably the game that you should be starting out as a VR player in, as the time only moves when you move. It's a very slow paced kind of game, but it's also mixed with a bit of action, kind of makes you feel like Neo from the Matrix. It's a super, super cool game, very easy to get into, and once you beat the game, there are some different sort of time trial modes you can try out as well. Yeah, the whole game from start to finish is very, very awesome. Even in-game, when you plug in a videotape to play one of the levels, you have to physically put on a VR headset in-game. It's super, super immersive and definitely a must-play for any VR player starting out. So, coming in at number 11, I really wanted to give this game the highlight and the shout out and the attention that it deserves as a VR title. So, you're probably thinking, well, what game's that? If you enjoy one of two things, or even both, you might like this game. So, if you enjoy a relaxing experience with nice music and lush visuals in a VR game, you're probably going to like this game. But also, if you are someone like me, who likes the game chess, then you might enjoy this game as well. Yes, this game is called Chess Ultra. It's on Steam VR only. It's not on Oculus, I'm afraid, but out of all of the chess games that I played on both Oculus and on Steam, I played quite a lot of them, this one is hands down my favourite chess game to play. It's just a combination of the visuals, the graphics, the settings, the environments you put yourself in are really, really nice. If you're someone starting out playing chess, there's a bunch of tutorials you can play, a bunch of scenarios you can play, a bunch of mini games you can play as well to get yourself eased into the experience. Or if you simply just want to hop into a game and just sit down, relax, listen to the music and look around and just enjoy the environments, you can do that. It kind of caters to all kind of players in terms of a relaxing experience. You can play against the AI or against your friends or against other people online, even though if I play against someone online I'll probably get my ass kicked, but it still caters to any kind of player, and I love that from a VR title. Yes, it's chess, and yes, it might not be for everyone, but if you do want a relaxing experience and you just want another game in your library, if you have Steam VR, definitely pick this one up in a sale, because it's well worth your time, it's well worth your money. Coming in at number 10, we have Beat Saber. It wouldn't be a VR games list without this gem on it, would it? Now, even though this list is in no particular order, I can safely say that this is one of the most beloved games in VR. This is a must pick up if you are a VR owner. In terms of the intensity, it is sort of moderate because it kind of depends on what kind of player you are. If you're just starting out and you want to learn the basics of the game and you want to go a bit slower, it's not as intense. But if you're someone like me who's played it for quite a bit now and you've gotten used to the game and its mechanics, it can get quite intense and sometimes stressful when you can't get past a song on Expert Plus. But other than that, it's just such a really cool experience, really fun. It's also another really good party kind of game as well. If you've got a bunch of friends around who want to try VR, this is like the perfect introduction. This and Superhot are the perfect introductions to VR, personally. This is available on both Steam and on the Oculus store as well. And also, it involves crossplay. So if you've got a friend who's got Oculus but doesn't have the game on Steam and you got the game on Steam, you can crossplay VR with Oculus and Steam, which is brilliant. I really appreciate that addition to the game. There are plenty of songs in the base game you can play with a bunch of DLC, which when it goes on sale, it's reasonably priced, or obviously you can get it when it first comes out if you're an avid player of this game. Alongside that though, the core, the heart and soul of the game is the modding community. Now, there are plenty of mods in this game, which the developers fully support modding for this game, which is brilliant. From custom songs to custom maps, etc, etc. You can even have like custom sabers or whatnot, but that's for a whole different video. I'm just talking about the games themselves, but yeah, Beat Saber is amazing. I'm going to keep playing this game, and yeah, end of story really. Beat Saber is an incredible experience. I highly, highly recommend you pick this one up as soon as you get yourself an Oculus Quest 2. For this next game, I want to ask you a few questions. Firstly, do you love your job? Or secondly, do you hate your job? Well, this is the game for you then, because this game puts you in the shoes of different types of jobs. Of course, this is an OG VR game, probably one of the first VR games to proper make it onto the scene, actually. It's called Job Simulator. This is an absolute classic VR game. Very, very easy for people just getting into VR. This is once again available on both the Oculus and the Steam store. So what this game essentially is, there are 4 different jobs you can do. There's the auto mechanic, the office job, the chef, and the convenience store clerk. Now, each job has their own little introductory sort of tutorial, and after that you can do pretty much whatever you want. You can do overtime mode, which is basically you just kind of faffing around, doing what you want, pretty much. It's a super fun, open, kind of sandboxy kind of game. You can do what you want in it. It's quite humorous as well, as you're the only human in this robot world. There's a lot of really cool banter and humor in it. So if you like humor and banter in your games, this is definitely a game you should pick up and play. In terms of the intensity, it is easy. It's super easy, and eases you into VR very, very well. But yeah, if you want a few laughs and if you want to mess around in some job settings with a little bit of added humor in there, yeah, Job Simulator is the game for you. It's super fun to play through, and yeah, it's a great experience to ease you into the VR experience.
coming up next, we have a game that is one of my personal favourites. It is Pistol Whip. Now, Pistol Whip is a rhythm-based shooting VR game, which, a bit like similar to Beat Saber, instead of you slashing blocks with swords, you shoot people with your guns in time with the music. Speaking about the music, the soundtrack in this game is a standout. It is absolutely awesome. It's introduced me to amazing artists like Electric and Hades. The game is in its best state at the moment, as it's been updated loads and loads of times to add new guns. There's 2 new campaigns, there's a bunch of modifiers, there's multiple difficulties as well. There's easy, normal and hard, so if you're someone who wants a bit of a more chilled out experience, and you can go for easy or normal, and if you want a proper challenge, you can go for hard difficulty. Like I said before, there are 2 really awesome campaigns which both have 2 different stories, 2 unique sort of vibes and flows to them. One of them is more of like a western, and the other is a futuristic cyberpunk-like game as well. Once again, there's plenty of modifiers, so you can change the game and play it however you want to play it, which for me is the biggest selling point for this game. But yeah, if you like rhythm-based games, or if you just want another VR game to your collection to try out, Pistol Whip is, for me personally, a must-buy for any VR user. Go pick this one up, it's amazing. Now, coming in next is The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. This is available for both the Oculus store and the Steam store. And in terms of its intensity, it's moderate and it can get intense sometimes. We are now going out of the boundaries of just standing still and interacting. You can now walk around in this game. You can use the analog sticks to walk around and interact with the environment at your own leisure and at your own pace. So what is The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners? So of course it's based off of the Walking Dead world. It's packed with walkers, aka zombies. You are a character known as the Tourist, male or female, and you are going to a flooded New Orleans where there is a known treasure or a place known as the Reserve, which is packed with supplies and just a bunch of supplies. I also mentioned this game before as one of my top favourite games of 2020. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it. But just to touch up on the game again, this is once again a amazing survival zombie apocalypse kind of game. So if you're into those kind of games, it's quite scary at times, but if you get past that point of the little scares here and there, it's an awesome experience, a great story as well. The characters are really well spoken, they got great voice actors to do all the characters. Yeah, definitely one of my favourite VR games to play now and then. And now is the best time to hop into the game, as the newest update that came out in September, Aftershocks, has released, which gives you a bunch of endgame content to jump into. Yeah, once again, this is definitely a game I would say is a must-own for VR users who are into, if you're into The Walking Dead, then this is definitely a must-buy for you personally. That is The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. It's a great addition to your VR library. We're losing time here. Valuable, precious time. Oh my god! Oh, run! Get off! Next up on my list is a game called Stride. Now, Stride is a parkour VR game. Very, very interesting. It's quite the workout. You're going to be wailing your arms all over your living room or bedroom. But this is a really interesting game. There's 3 awesome modes you can play. My favourite, personally, is Arena. It's sort of like a free roaming kind of mode, yet there are time trials you have to do. You have to get from point A to point B, kill certain enemies, pick up packages, race through checkpoints. It's still sort of in its early access stage, they're still developing it, but there's a lot of cosmetics you can work for on the menu, new gloves. There's also a grappling hook if you want to be Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Yeah, no matter what you do in this game, it's always very, very fun. There are a little bit of gimmicky sort of movements in this game. But if you can get past all the gimmickiness, and if you can master the controls a little bit, it's a really, really fun game to play. There's some really cool moments where there are enemies that are trying to hunt you down, as you are someone called a chaser. It's very similar to Mirror's Edge in a way, as you're the lone parkour sort of person, you know, collecting packages and doing parkour things. Game is very, very unique. It's quite an intense sort of game though. Like I said, you are going to be wailing your arms around. There's a lot of movement to be done to play this game, but if you are someone who wants a little bit of a workout, and if you want a very cool, immersive parkouring, free roaming experience with a little bit of gunplay involved, then Stride might be the game for you. So yeah, check it out. It's quite a nice little game. Now, coming in next on my list has to be Phasmophobia in VR. You can play this without VR, but in VR, it's probably one of the scariest games you will ever play. So, Phasmophobia, for those who don't know, it's a team. You can play it as a solo, or you can play it as a team. It is a ghost hunting game. Now, your job is to go into different locations and solve the mystery of what ghost is haunting that location. And it's not just one of those ghosts that likes to play around with you though. These ghosts can hunt you and kill you, so you got to be very, very careful. So, like I said, you can play this without VR. I've played this for quite a bit this year without VR, but when you put your VR headset on, it completely changes the way you play the game. It definitely does. It becomes a lot more intense, a lot more scary when you have the VR headset on. And it's just more immersive. It's really awesome to get that feeling of you becoming a ghost hunter and finding out these ghosts, and the satisfaction of getting the evidence and escaping in the van after having all the evidence there it's super, super satisfying. I absolutely love playing this on my live streams as well, and if you want a link to the live stream, it's in the description down below. At the moment, this is just in the Steam store at the moment. However, I think there may be plans in the future for them to bring to Oculus. They are still figuring it out, I believe. The devs are still figuring out a way how to bring it to Oculus. But yeah, it does take quite a bit to run this game though. That is going to be the barrier. But yeah, if you have Steam and if you have a VR headset, definitely play this game in VR. It's quite a scary game, but if you can get past the scares, it is one hell of a game to experience in VR. So, next on my list is Sniper Elite VR. This game came out quite recently, in 2021, and for me, it's personally my favourite VR game of 2021. So what is Sniper Elite? You play as a marksman, and you go on various different missions, taking out targets, or just getting from point A to point B. This is a really one of those cool games that you can stealth it, you can go in guns blazing, you can do it however you like in each mission. But if you haven't played the Sniper Elite game before, there is very heavy emphasis on X-ray vision sort of bullet time mechanics. Whenever you get a really cool headshot or a good body shot, you yourself, the player, will turn into the bullet and fly towards that enemy, and you'll see an X-ray of the bullet going through the body and taking out various body parts. It's super, super neat. Obviously, if you don't want to get too motion sick, you can turn this feature off, but it's super, super cool. There's a variety of missions in this game, from guns blazing missions, defending missions, stealth missions are really, really cool in this game. This is sort of a moderate / intense sort of game. If you do want to ramp up the difficulty, you can, and go in guns blazing, or if you want to take a more stealthy approach, it's more moderate that way. This is available for both the Oculus and the Steam store. And yes, personally one of my favourite games that has come out this previous year, 2021, that has been a VR platformed title. So yeah, if you want to be a sniper assassin and take out targets and be a sneaky little boy, or just if you enjoy World War II games in general, I think the Sniper Elite VR is the game for you. It's very, very immersive, and it's just a very fun game to play through. Now, this next game is for some of you who over Christmas might have gained a few pounds, which isn't your fault. It's Christmas, you know, we eat a lot over Christmas. But if you're someone who wants to lose a bit of weight in January and for the years to come, or just want a game to exercise on, Thrill of the Fight is a brilliant boxing game. Thrill of the Fight is definitely my favourite boxing game in VR. There are a few games that try and do the boxing experience, like Creed. Creed does it. But me personally, those games are too emphasized on it being a game rather than an actual experience. But Thrill of the Fight is a proper boxing game. To each fight you progress in the game, you go up against different opponents, and you can, once you've beaten that opponent, you can choose to go and fight them again, but that time on a higher difficulty, or you can just go in VR and hit the bag, or do some training exercises if you wanted to as well. Overall though, this will get you sweating. The intensity level, it's intense. You will get a workout from this. You'll be sweating a lot after playing a couple rounds of this, so definitely get a towel ready and have a couple drinks of water before you go in as well, because it's definitely a great experience to play if you want a workout. And also, it's just a great game if you fantasize about being a boxing champion, being the next Tyson Fury. Yeah, Thrill of the Fight, awesome game. It's available on both the Steam and the Oculus store, so yeah, have fun with this one, guys. It's a very cool game.
Your winner by technical knockout, the red corner.
Next up on the list is Zero Caliber. This is a military shooter game in VR with a lot of cool features, which I'll go over one by one. So firstly, there is sort of a story, there is a campaign. It's not finished yet, the game is in early access, but they've recently added 2 more missions to their campaign. So when the campaign is fully finished, it's looking very cool. You can play this both solo and co-op, or with random people around the world if you wanted to. It's your choice. You have in-game character customization. You have a whole ass leveling system as well. When you level up, you gain more access to weapons in the armory. You can go down to the armory and put together attachments for your own custom weapons and save them to your own custom weapon slots as well. Even though the missions are quite linear, the game has a lot of freedom on how you can approach the levels with different guns. You can go in dual wielded with pistols if you wanted to. You can go in with an assault rifle, a sniper, and a pistol. There's a lot of openness to the way you can approach each mission. There's a lot of hidden collectibles as well, hidden collectible guns and items that you can use as well. And yeah, it's a smaller development team, but the game is definitely being made with lots of love and care and passion. I am very passionate about Zero Caliber. I'm very much looking forward to the future of this game, and this is available for both the Oculus store and the Steam store. And intensity wise, it's moderate to intense, as some gunfights can get pretty intense sometimes. Yeah, Zero Caliber, if you like shooter games, then Zero Caliber is a must buy. It definitely is for the either Oculus or the Steam store. It's a quality title, and I highly recommend you pick this one up. Now, coming in last but not least, certainly not least, is considered one of the best VR experiences money can buy, and that is none other than Half-Life Alyx. This is a Steam-only VR experience. I'm sorry, Oculus people, but this is a Steam-only experience, and it is, once again, it's a Half-Life game. It's made by Valve, and it has a great story, a great narrative, very awesome graphics. The graphics are fantastic in this game. Definitely the best in the business when it comes to control in VR. You have plenty of control over your weapons, over your gravity gloves. You have these really cool gravity gloves you can pick stuff up with. And yeah, if you can get Steam, and if you have a Steam account and you have VR, you owe it to yourself to pick this game up. It is a must-play experience in VR. Definitely one of the best VR games I have played personally. Once again, like I said, follows a great story, great narrative, awesome characters, and this game does have a modding community as well. So if you want some custom levels and some mods and stuff, you can do that on the Steam Workshop, which is really awesome that Valve have allowed people to create their own maps and experiences within Half-Life Alyx. I think that is absolutely genius. Yeah, if you have Steam and you have VR, you owe yourself to grab this game as soon as possible. Other than that, everyone, they're my top 12 games for VR. Hopefully that was informative for you lot. Hopefully these some good recommendations for you. A few honorable mentions though I will chuck up on the screen here. Those are just some of the recommendations I have. If I've missed any games, or if you want me to If you want to discuss in the comments, like I said in the beginning of the video, you can discuss with me in the comments. But yeah, that's going to be the video, guys. Hopefully those are some good recommendations for you. Happy New Year to everyone, and yeah, on to 2022. Let's see what games are in store this year. So take it easy, and Happy New Year once again, and goodbye.